Alright, I think we're back. I'm sorry about that. Alright, let's wait for Ro and Miles and all the homies to pile back on in. Earlier, you as well. Let's see if you guys get notified to pile back on in. I'm going to screenshot some of this past chat so I can kind of get in where we left off. Okay. I see you sneaking back up in here. Don't be afraid. Alright, Blue Ball. Here we are. We're back in. Okay. Let's see. 4 viewers. Alright. Pile back in, boys. Let's see those names pop up in that chat. Let's see where we're at. Little technical difficulties. Kind of figuring it out. Let's pop this desk up a little higher real quick. We got excellent connection, it says. That pink looks pretty crazy, huh? Welcome to the future. The Pellegrino Papa has arrived. Alright. Let me pop on in to my channel. Let me get in here with you guys. Alright. Let me give a little heart to myself. Alright. I got the last live playing on my phone when I'm trying to figure out this one. I think that's the past one. I don't know if you guys are up in here with me. I should have the studio part open. Okay. Alright, I see you guys popping in here now. Alright. Okay. As I was stating, as I was saying, there we go. We got Ro back. Alright, Ro. Let's make some Roblox together, my man. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Sorry about the technical difficulties. Shit got a little lost. I don't think YouTube can handle all of me, you know what I mean? Sounds crazy. That's hectic. Okay. So I screenshot the chat before it shut on down. Picking up the blocks for putting. I like that. I like that. Thank you for going along with that, Ro. No, pick them up. Yeah, so you said earlier, I think there's a lot of people who are still somewhat intimidated to walk into shops. And then, yeah, I went on and on, and I agree. And I think that'll always be the case. And I think that's totally okay. And I think that's up to that shop to make their shop feel more inviting. Or if they want to be intimidating, that's up to them to do so. And I think that, sorry, there we go. I think the client gets to pick. And, they find the experience they want. If they want a silent appointment, if they want a spooky appointment, if they want a funny appointment, if they want a scary appointment, they could figure it out. There's plenty to choose from. Right now, today, now, it's up to you. It's in your hands. You have no excuse to not get what you want because it's out there. There's a good tattooer in every town. So, if you get a bad tattoo, that's on you. Everyone gets the tattoos they deserve right now. That's how I feel about it, to be honest with you. It's just tattooing is so common, and what it comes down to is that common sense isn't so commonplace, and it's up to you to find your place where you feel most comfy, And then Blue Ball says, would you be open to doing some interview podcast through Zoom, something like it? I'd love to see you speak more with Texas tattooers. I have done Zoom podcasts before. They're here on my channel. and I uploaded a podcast today. Um, but I don't want to do any more podcasts through Zoom if I don't have to. I have this bitchin' setup. I have friends, and I want them to come here and do it here. I do want to set up something nice for the road because I'm not really willing to do podcasts on the road the way I'd done them before. Having to sync all the audio up, and now I'm spoiled and I want to use all these camera angles and shit. So I feel like I wouldn't want to give up this. So I'd like to build like a small like PC that I can still plug it like a couple HDMI cables in. I can still have my Stream Deck running. I can still kind of live camera switch. I would like to basically do what I'm doing right now, podcasting here, but on the road, but in a way where there's less in between me and doing it. What I mean by that is I just have everything going through OBS right now, and I could just press a button and I could switch the camera like that. There's no syncing up audio later. I can record this independently, and then I could bring it into Premiere. I could chop off the beginning, whatever. I can edit the video super easily. So I don't want to go back into the dark ages with podcasting, and I definitely don't want to do any Zoom podcasting. So it's going to only be in person, whether it's here or I do have some kind of travel set up in the future, but no Zoom for me. That's not in the works, unfortunately. Well, for me, fortunately, I just think the quality, I don't know, as I talk into a fucking telephone mic, oh my. The amount of times where I see people so surprised when you go in for a hug after a tattoo cracks me up. Yeah, it's kind of a trip. I mean, to me, to be honest with you, is that, like, I just spent hours with someone, and we talked about life, we hit it off, we're now friends, I brought them pain, they gave me money, they tipped me, they're grateful, they're stoked, sometimes emotional. I think that calls for a hug, you know? I think got to the point where people were like tripping out on the lack thereof hugs. Like, whoa, Wayne didn't hug that client. Wonder what's going on there. And the thing is, there's not really anything going on there. I don't hug everyone. I think that's become the more, like, that's become the more thing that people get confused about is, like, that I didn't hug every single client. And, let me pop that light on. I think that's kind of funny how people trip out on that. Yeah, maybe do away with that light. There we go. I like that, huh? I'm digging this fucking pink over there. Kind of cool. Yeah, so then, here we go. I dig your philosophy. This is a blue ball from the last chat, catching up on it right here again. I dig your philosophy about only getting 10% whatever you put in. I couldn't. Yeah, that's true. I think, yeah, you only get a tiny, tiny piece of what you put in. If you don't put shit in, you don't get shit back. So it's like, if I do want to have a bunch of followers and subscribers and shit like that, then I gotta fucking put in a lot of work. I gotta be up late, you know? I don't think I'm effectively very good at what I do. I just think I work harder than most people. And I think that my growth on this platform, or my skill level in tattooing, or everything I've done, all it was is that I just went and did it. That's all that happened. I just went and did the thing. So it's like, when you see I painted a bunch of sheets, it's because I painted a bunch of sheets. When you see that I traveled to a bunch of places and countries, I had to book those flights. When you see, I worked a lot, I worked a lot. I work a lot. When you see a lot of videos, I made those videos. When you see me late night here, I'm here right now with you, late, together, in this together. So it doesn't just get done. And I think that's a big, big misconception. Like, people want so much for so little. Everyone wants the most, but they want to put in the least. And that's just not really fair. And I think that we worship that idea of, like, of lottery, right? Like, oh, I'm going to make it real big one day with this one thing. And I don't think that's the goal. I don't think that's obtainable. I don't think that should even be something to think about. I don't think that's relevant right now. So I think for me, I just keep my head down. I know my objective, what I want to achieve, and I work hard at it for a long time. And it's not, for me, it's not really an if, but it's more of like a when. It's not an if, but a when. And I learned that really early on with the Flash, right? If I painted 6 designs on a sheet, boom, 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 right? I might get to tattoo 1, but if I don't paint anything, I tattoo none. This is basic cold calling, like sales shit, right? You sit there and you pay someone to call every single person. Well, if they call every person, they're bound to get 1 sale of thousands of calls. When it comes to the videos, like if I make a bunch of these YouTube videos, it's bound to get 1 of them gets people looking at it, paying attention. So yeah, I just keep making things so that way people keep looking and hopefully paying attention. And we're in this attention kind of gig economy, right? So it's like there's a direct correlation between success and public interest. So it's not, you don't really have to kind of think about how do I get people to like me, or how can I be more like this or more like that. Just be you, exactly who you are, and just keep doing it a lot, consistently, just as much as possible. So that way your people can find you, or you can find them. Maybe there's cheat codes on finding more of them, or they find you faster, whatever. But the goal is for you to find me, and for more of you to be able to find me. That's it. And the only way I do that is being consistent and just being me. So, the goal is not to blow up big, but just to stay consistent in this thing. Rose says, when I finished my sleeves, me and the tattooer had a big hug, and it was a cool moment. We spent many hours together and bonded when we were finally done. A bit of achievement for both sides. A big achievement. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, 100%. I think, yeah, how could you not? Why wouldn't you? You know? I don't consider myself a hugger, but I do enjoy a hug. It's just a physical connection. It's like, I'm not out just trying to hug people that don't want to hug me, but it incidentally became like a signature, but it wasn't. I was just filming like personal things, and your personal friends, you hug them, you know? Yeah. So I don't know. My I guess, my advice or the way I've lived my life is just keep doing it. Just be consistent, you know? If you want to learn how to kickflip, you just got to do a lot of them. That's it. Just keep doing kickflips. It might take a year, it might take 5 years, but eventually you'll kickflip. If you that's the thing. Like a lot of my best analogies always come from skateboarding, but everyone who doesn't skate will tell you the exact same thing. They'll say, "Oh, I tried skateboarding once. Yeah, I totally fell on my ass, or I tried to drop in, or oh, I sucked at it, or I have no balance." That's what every person who doesn't skate will say. And every person that does skate can say the exact same thing. The only difference is the person that does skate kept doing the thing. And it's not about how good you are, but it's just about being in it and doing the thing and staying in it. That's all. So, I don't know. You just gotta keep on keeping on, for lack of fucking better analogies, right? Uh, yeah, Blue Ball says, I agree with the Flash thing. I've been trying to keep getting done a sheet a week consistently. The only thing that slips me up here and there is finding references. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, that should be easy, unfortunately. There's just images everywhere. You have a cell phone. I think it's more so just making the time. You're probably wasting too much time scrolling through stuff and not actually sitting down with the stuff. I have that problem, like focusing for sure. Like finding and making the time, because I'll find so many other ways to waste the time. I'm great at fucking wasting time. So it's been really hard to focus on shit like that for me personally. That's my take. So, but buy a book, while I'm here. Plug, buy my fucking book. uh, buy the Enter at Your Own Risk book, or buy the Tiny Bright or Tiny Black Tattoo book. Enter at Your Own Risk is gonna have a lot more shit in it. Just different variety of stuff in it. Whereas a tiny bright and tiny black tattoo book are gonna be a lot more consistent. They're just gonna be palm-sized stuff. Whereas in if you get the enter at your own risk stuff, you're gonna have like a lot of stuff and just a lot of ideas. I'll link that right there below if you feel so inclined to support me directly. If you want to buy a book, why not buy one from your boy Wayne? Rose says, I think that is a callback to what you were just saying. You being genuine is why the people keep coming back and why we are here at 1 a.m. chatting. Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. The ironic thing is I don't think of myself very highly at all. I just, I don't know. I found a few people, and you few people have found me. That's all. You know? So I guess you're right. I just have a hard time taking compliments. I don't know. I don't know why I don't dig them, but come from a generation where you don't talk about feelings. It's easy to be humble when you just mumble and you don't consider these things or think about these things or talk about these things. You know what I mean? I like this angle right here. This angle looks, not the one you're looking at behind me, you perverts, but this angle right here. It just feels like this angle back here right now. It just feels like so music video. I wish I was a little bit shorter. No one's ever said that. Like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of fun. I like messing with these different angles. It's cool. Damn. Instagram? Boom. YouTube? We tied that shit up right there for you. Which one is it? Too many fucking knobs. Let's get on back on over to this angle. Let's play it safe over here. We like it over here. We like that pink on the side of my face, don't we? Yeah, everyone's just kind of doing the same thing. I get what you're saying, bro. Yeah, I think we're gonna call this one a night. Put a little heart in there, a little couple of hearts, little hearts. Why am I giving all my love to my chat? Do you guys see it, or does it just go to me? Damn, Brennan, coming at the end. It's a little late. I think I'm gonna be heading out of here in a second, to be honest with you. What's up, Wayne? Do you have any artists you looked up from LA to that weren't trad tatters growing up? Any tatters looked up to from LA? I don't know. I watched LA Inc. when I was in high school. I loved Dan Smith. He was cool. Now we're friends. Crazy small world. But to be honest with you, I didn't really look up to tattooers. Like, there wasn't really many to look up to. Like, there was the magazines, but I wasn't really aware of the names on the pages. I liked tattoos, but I didn't like follow it that closely. And then I think when I started really getting into tattoos, I was already kind of making them, and I was aware of the tattoo shops locally. I knew about the artists around town, but the world seemed so big and so far, and it wasn't really much to consider at the moment. I had favorite tattooers, but it would change often. But I really was a big fan of Norm, rest in peace. I used to write graffiti, he wrote graffiti. He was a piercer, I was a piercer. He became a tattooer, I was a tattooer. And I loved his lettering and how he mixed in like black and gray and fine lettering with like American traditional, and I was a big fan of him. That was probably one of my first like tattooers. I was like, whoa. And I was into a lot of I mean, he was more of a San Francisco dude that came down to Los Angeles, but early in my career, big fan. And then I liked a lot of tattooers you wouldn't expect. I liked a lot of like heavy black work and tribal tattooers from Europe. I was really into that stuff, dot work stuff. Um, the traditional stuff, the popular guys were like Crooked Ken. Still a big fan. Mike Chambers, he was really popular dude at the time. Still popular in his own right. Nice guy. but I wasn't super aware of what tattooers are doing in Los Angeles, and I've never really looked at Los Angeles as like a place that different. Being from Riverside, Inland Empire, it's just kind of right there. Doesn't really feel like San Francisco has always said it was like the mecca for tattooing, or people think of New York City, the melting pot. Los Angeles has never really been anything other than just an hour within. It didn't really feel that different. So I never really held LA up on a pedestal like that, to be honest with you. But I didn't really start like looking up to tattooers until I was already a tattooer. I got into it in a really weird way, and that's kind of hard to understand now because you can watch a tattooer at 1 a.m. live on YouTube now. That didn't exist when I was coming up. You could follow a tattooer and see what they eat for breakfast right now on Instagram, or watch them dance on TikTok. That didn't exist. So I just didn't. I don't think we followed tattooers in the way that tattooers are followed now. You know, I don't think there was this attention, social media economy going on really. And Tumblr was big. MySpace was big. Facebook was slowly starting to take over MySpace at the time. People had blogs, but I don't know. It wasn't like what it is right now. It's a different thing, and I'm a fan of many people, but I just don't think. I think back when I was getting into tattoos, I think people liked tattoos. The tattooers doing them were kind of secondary, and I think unless you were a collector and you're in it, then you knew. But I certainly wasn't. You know, my first tattoos weren't incredible. I didn't really start collecting like really world class tattoos until fairly recently, to be honest with you. And another crazy thing is, like, I say that if you want to come into tattooing now, you kind of have to like have a thing, have a specialty, have a style. You have to be able to sell art. If you're a professional artist, you have to be able to sell art professionally, so you can sell tattoos professionally. Because if you're not bringing something into this, then you're just taking from it. And I believe that, because if I made you a tattooer tomorrow, would you make a living? It wouldn't be gatekeeping. It'd be doing you a disservice if I don't feel like you have the ability to make a living of service, right? So becoming a tattooer is easier than ever, but staying a tattooer is harder than ever, right? When I came into tattooing, wanting it was enough. Apprenticeships were hard, but it was more so them working you to the bone, hoping that you'd quit. And those who stuck with it and made it through, secrets out, hard work paid off, they became tattooers. Unfortunately, a lot of them became tattooers, and tattooing exploded, and no one anticipated it to do that. And I was a part of that. I was that. I was the first generation of tattooers on social media. You know, when I was on social media, my mentor thought it was silly. It was corny. He thought of Instagram the way I think of TikTok. When I got on YouTube, I was like, oh my God, I don't want people to think I'm a scratcher teaching people how to tattoo at their house. I don't want people to think that I'm, I don't know what that, I'm afraid of what people will think. I don't know what I would think. I don't see any tattooers doing what I'm doing on YouTube. How do I be myself and, and be okay with that, and do people see me the way I see myself? How do I be myself online and exploit it? It was scary. When I started doing tattoo videos on YouTube, there was really just like people giving tattoo advice who weren't tattooers, which is bigger than ever on all social media platforms, right? Or people critiquing or giving opinions. Like, I don't know, it's weird. And then there was like tattoo documentaries. But to my knowledge, there wasn't like just day in the life, vlog, tattooing, traveling, like that stuff. I didn't see it, so I made it, you know? And I was kind of inspired by skate videos. I was definitely, at the time, just like everyone on YouTube, inspired by Casey Neistat. And I was inspired by Tattoo Age and just all tattoo documentation. There wasn't much, but I'd watched every tattoo documentary I could find. And so instead of waiting for someone else to have me on their podcast, or someone to interview me, or someone to make a movie about me, or someone to document my life, I figured I would just do it my way. And I would just make videos that I liked, and I'd put them up. And then I kind of made like a good like 7 of them. I showed a couple of friends, and I put them up, and people watched them. And they kept watching them, so I kept making them. And the more I made, the more return I got. And I was like, got addicted to it. And like, I need to make as much stuff as possible. And it became a thing where it was just like, it was just new. It was just new, and I explain it. People still don't get it. They're like, I don't know, they just kind of trip out. Like, what do you do on YouTube? I'm like, I don't know, same shit anyone else does on YouTube. I'm just not like everyone else on YouTube. But the only way I was able to be different on YouTube is by not trying to be the same as everyone on YouTube. So, but again, social influencer, fucking tatter thing, new for sure. Selling the lifestyle of tattooing, very new. Um, you don't see a lot of like money in my videos. You don't see me being flashy in my videos. You don't see, a lot of my. You see this room in the videos. You saw my apartment, but like, I'm never gonna like count money on video. I'm never gonna hold up money on video. I try to cut that out unless it's like slapped in my hand. I gave them a hug. You see it, but I don't really show that. Kind of old school in that regard. I just show the tattoos and the experience. I'm just trying to show you a piece of my world for you to digest and understand who I am, where I'm coming from. But incidentally, the more I share about myself, I am kind of selling a lifestyle. I am selling like an idea, right? But the tattooers you see there living a luxurious life, they're the exception and not the standard. So you got to be okay with the worst case scenario before you're ever able to benefit from any good case scenario. Tattooing is hard, and if you want to be in tattooing, you got to be hard too. And apprenticeships are hard. Good. Tattooing is hard. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah, the Tattoo Age series is fucking great. I love those. Yeah. Man, I appreciate you guys tuning in and staying up late with me, but I think I'm gonna kick rocks. I'm getting a little sleepy. It's getting a little late on my end. I know it is on yours too. I know some of you are up early, and I know most of you are up late. Kiski, where are you from? Remind me. Kiski, you're saying that because it's early on your end. It's early on your end. It's late on me and Rose. Callie, you're fucking up too? Who else is here from the Golden State? Ro, let me know where you're at. Remind me. Brendan, let me know. And Lord Badass, let me know. Blue Ball, if you're still in, let me know. I want to know where you guys are from. How late do you stay up, Kiski? You're up late? Being Kiski? Getting frisky? That's right, Vancouver, BC. Have you ever been to Strathcon's Palace Tattoo? I tattooed there. Good shot. What's the name of that 24-hour vegan restaurant out there? Do you know what I'm talking about? I can't remember the name of it. I ate there in one of my videos. Constant like 2 a.m. It's not good. What time is it, man? Yeah, I've been going to... Okay, you go to bed too. 1:19. Fuck. Yeah, I've been going to bed like 11, 12, 1 or 2. This is like late, you know? This is late for sure. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna pop a couple of links down in the fucking chat. And then if you got an extra question, I'll answer that. But other than that, I'm also gonna put down, if you guys haven't watched the new podcast I put up this morning, I'd appreciate if you check that out. It means a lot to me. I'm stoked on that one. Came out really good. It was with Acosta the Man. I'll put the Spotify thing below as well right there. But it's also here on my channel. Yeah. Thank you, Kiski. Thank you, Ro. Thank you, Brendan. Yeah. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Lord Badass. Thank you, Plex Rem the dog. Appreciate you guys tuning in, catching up with me, sticking around. If you guys figure out Discord or anything like that, let me know how that stuff works. Maybe I could do something there, keep this kind of dialogue going, and when I hop in a stream, I have something to kind of talk about and things we could bring up, and I could kind of use in there, for future streams. I know some people build communities. I just don't understand how it works. I'm trying to learn how to do all this stuff. So if you guys are a part of any Discord communities or understand Discord or Reddit or any of that stuff, let me know. Email me, WayneFredrickson @gmail.com. Tap in and let's figure it out together. So yeah, all right. Discord be perfect. Next stream we can probably figure it out. Yeah, let me know. Ah, perfect, Ro. Yeah, let me know. Maybe I can get that thing started before the next stream. Build a couple people up in there, and then I think we can have conversations like this. And then if there's any dead air or any lag in the chat, I have something to engage with, and topics, conversations. You guys can help me kind of navigate the stream, keep it moving. All right, I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Every single one of you. Thank you so much.